Day of the Worm by Derek Hawke. What are dreams? What are they really? Are they bits and pieces of memories thrown together without design or purpose? Do they whisper secrets of future days to come, or hide secrets from days long past? Perhaps our soul is expelled from our bodies each night, thrust out into the void, travelling to wondrous lands and beyond the limits of our physical form. Consider this. Is it possible that our dreams are more than mere nonsense, but premonitions of adventures not yet had? Honestly, I don't have any answers for you. However, if I may, I would like to share with you what I do know. Tell me, have you ever had a dream you felt was so real, your waking life felt distant and dull? Have you ever dreamt a dream that reveals glimpses of your full potential? Do you know of any dream that fills you with such sorrow upon awakening, each morning, to desire with all your might that your eyes will open to a brand new life? Yet never does it come. With every rising sun, that is the burden I bear. However, such sadness does not consume me, for I know my dreams are so much more than simple desires and wishful thinking. They are much more than you could possibly imagine. For you see, my dreams are preparing me for great things to come. I know that to be the truth. No, rolling your eyes does not offend me. You are not the first I've tried to tell. You are not the first to have mocked my words. Most simply laugh out of amusement, and others feign looks of pity towards me. Truly, in their view, only a disadvantaged child would entertain such nonsense in their heads. They are the ones to pity, for they are only capable of seeing a land of make-believe, a fairy tale fabricated from the mind of a child, so sure of themselves that a child orphaned as an infant, who never knew the embrace of a mother's love or guidance of a father, could hold his head high, nor would they consider such a waif would earn his success with only the determination of his heart and by the strength of his hands. Yet I hold no malice, for their conclusions are not without logic, albeit sadly short-sighted. That is all about to change, for tomorrow is the day when all will be revealed. For tomorrow is my birthday, and when I am gone, they will have no other choice but to admit they were wrong. Tomorrow is the day my dreams foretold. Before the sun sets on your 5 and 10th year of life, you shall return with hope and salvation on your back and light in your hands. By your blade, you will rid the land of the worm. That is what I see every night when I surrender to sleep. Close your eyes and take my hand, and let me tell you about my dreams. In my dreams, there's a realm so close to our own that only the width of a hair separates the two, existing side by side, together, and unaware of one another. Yet they are so far apart that travelling the distance would take 1,000 years. It is the medieval realm where science and magic live next to each other as beloved friends. Machines and technology, sorcery and magic, they coexist side by side as one. No difference comes to mind in matters of wizarding and engineering, sorcerers and teachers, or even the healer and a doctor. This realm is ruled by 6 great nations, each under a king and queen of virtuous heart and noble blood. Castles and villages, farms and towns pepper the land. All live simplistic lives, with a hint of technologies both natural and mystical. In my dreams, I see a beautiful domed temple made of ivory white stone. The temple is home to 6 sacred weapons made of enchanted steel, one given to each nation by a goddess. She offered these weapons in preparation for the day foretold, the day of the worm. The weapons are wielded by a warrior from each nation, each personally chosen by the goddess herself. But in the center of the temple, in the most revered spot, sits the seventh altar. Upon this altar sits the armor and weapons of the seventh son of a seventh son. Under the darkness of an eclipse of 3 moons, a child's bloodline emerged from the joining of a mortal and a god. This child's spirit will unite the realms in their darkest hour. The weapons are enchanted steel of silver and blue, and my armor is impossibly light. My gauntlet is for my right hand, and serves as my shield. It houses a disc that 3 blades emerge from with a snap. When flung, it obeys my will and lays waste to all of my foes. It then faithfully returns to my hand without fail every time. My sword was forged from the last remnants from creation, and cooled with the very essence of life. It is the mortal enemy of rot and decay. It can never be broken, nothing can shatter its blade, and it is impervious to impact. Never will its edge be dulled. The jewel in the hilt is my symbol and banner. It is the eye that shines a light that can ignite the passion of an oppressed people when hope had seemed to be lost. In my dreams, I see a day in which black rain falls from the sky. Viscous, ropey strands of greenish-black tar pour from the clouds. Anything it touches immediately starts to decay and corrode. The arrival of the worm is heralded by a clap of thunder as this fortress bursts through the clouds. It pierces the land like a dagger stabbed into flesh upon impact with the land. The castle of the worm is a jagged and pointed crystalline citadel with bulbous blister-like domes upon it. It is the throne from where the worm will conquer and reign. The decay spreads from the dark fortress in the form of black mold and writhing masses of tentacles and tendrils, rotting everything it touches. Except for one thing: the dead. Every warlord needs its pawns. The dead are absorbed and used as vessels for the worm's decay to take form. They are the eyes, the foot, and the iron fist of the worm. The worm fills its ranks with the deceased and slain flesh of the surrounding villagers with gluttonous appetite. The blisters from the walls of its fortress are then released, and its army of decayed and mindless drones carry the smelly, rotting mass into the heart of all 6 nations. It will plant itself into the ground and become extensions of the mind and will of the worm. From here it will wage war against every man, woman, and child. It will fight with the decomposing faces of their neighbours, friends, brothers, and sisters. In my dreams, I see the goddess blessing the 6 kings from each of the nations before spiriting away the 7th set of armour and weapons from the walls of the vulnerable temple. She hides the items in a place far from the worm's reach, where they will wait until claimed by the child foretold to come. In a final act of sacrifice, I see the goddess exhausting the last of her immortality in order to open a door of light. She places a tiny infant within the entrance, and before closing the door, she says with tears in her eyes, "Goodbye, my beloved. Goodbye, my son." It is 20 minutes to midnight, the day of my 15th birthday. I sit on the wooden floor and am trembling next to the heated stove. I tremble not from the cold, but from a heart-gripping fear. However, make no mistake, do not think for a moment I'm trembling out of fear of the unknown or of things to come. I am not afraid of marching against a grotesque army of 1,000 rotting corpses. I don't fear the violence I will encounter or the many battles I will fight. I am not afraid. No, none of that scares me. I want the life so much. Do you want to know what really scares me? What has me filled with such terror and dread? What scares me the most is this. I am so afraid that when tomorrow finally arrives, it will come and go like any other ordinary day.